Well, our next guest has baked with some of the best in New York, in Toronto, and here in Vancouver. And now he has opened his own bakery on Powell Street on the downtown Eastside. Tommy Aird is with us. He's the owner of Tommy's Whole Grain. Hello there and welcome.
Hi, Gloria. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, I know you've worked at several locals around Vancouver. How does it feel to have your name on the marquee now?
It's intimidating, but so exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thrilled, and it's been wonderful.
Well, and the name says it all. Tommy's Whole Grains. Why whole grain bakery?
It's a big, it's the most important part of what we do, is we mill our own flour and we don't discard any of it. So we don't sift. It contains all the nutrients of the grain, and it reduces waste at the same time. More importantly, we think it's the best flavor.
Right, well, that's it. That's what I was saying. So again, you've worked in a lot of different bakeries. Why did this call to you in particular?
I think after spending so much time as a food producer, you see the ins and outs, especially being behind the scenes. You develop a strong palate, and so these decisions are based on what I believe is the best ingredients to use and the best way to show them off.
Okay, let's talk about ingredients now. And I wish that you could get some of the aromas that are emerging from this fresh baked bread. It is wonderful. Let's talk about sourcing whole grains.
Yeah.
What have you brought here?
So let me tell you about Cedar Isle Farm. They're in Agassiz, British Columbia, in the Fraser Valley. And well, this is a retail item we're selling for them. That's rolled oats. But all the wheats we've been using are grown by them. So that's about as close as we can get. It won't always be that close, but it's so important for us to work with farmers, organic farmers of integrity. And for us, it's important to respect their crops as best we can.
Right. Okay, so you're opening your own place. What are some of the products you're proud to showcase today?
Yeah, okay. We have a few different whole grain loaves. Everything is whole grain. Our baguettes, we have a gâteau basque, chocolate chip cookie.
Wait, what's gâteau basque here?
Okay, this one's great. And gâteau basque is a Spanish cake.
Okay.
I serve it as a cookie because it eats like a cookie. It's got a little bit of pastry cream inside, but it also heats up wonderfully, and you could serve it as a dessert with ice cream or something like that.
And again, you're getting that graininess.
But graininess isn't always toastiness. I served this to a chef in Los Angeles, and he said, "Oh, did you use almond flour?" And it's just what the grain itself has to offer. And that's when we don't discard the most flavorful parts.
I would have said almond flour as well. I'm
really
getting that
nutty.
as well. Okay.
Sometimes it's floral, sometimes it's lactic. There's a lot of different profiles.
Beautiful. Okay, keep going on down the tiers here.
Okay, so this is special. This is a quince and almond galette. Quince is a real short season. Well loved in the UK, lesser celebrated here.
Yes.
I poached it, and this wonderful color comes out. We're serving it with on an almond frangipane.
That's this one right here.
Yeah, and this is a spelt crust. I have a small piece if you want to try.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be eating my way through all this. Sure, just keep going. What, you make your own granola,
So this is granola, again, using the Cedar Isle Farms oats. It's very nutty. There's 50% nuts in there, so it's quite a powerhouse to get your morning started. This is an exciting product for me. These are just crackers. I think of them sometimes as fancy bar snacks. But so this is a waste product for me. This is making sure that I don't throw out extra levain at the end of the day.
Yes.
And another thing is I'm getting bran given to us by a bakery that sifts, which is not the end of the world. But so I'm using another bakery's bran rather than that going into the compost.
This is your waste. This could be your signature, my friend. Tommy, this is delicious.
Yeah, you could eat the whole bowl, I bet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just that lovely savory flavor, but it's about that. It's about the crunch. It's not falling apart on you either. Yeah. And you're going to be dipping up all the wonderful dips with this. Some hummus, some eggplant, some.
I really think that once people get the chance to try this kind of product, you'll develop a palate for it, and you won't want anything else. I think we've been ignoring the true qualities of grain for so long.
Let's look at the interior of some of these loaves. Like look at this. Look at this. When you're cutting these through, cut a slice of this off, because again, when you're talking about just that density, and I'm seeing the top here, it's looking a little on the dark side. Should I be worried about that?
We love the color. This is caramelization, and it has to be this color, or else it's not going to show you everything it has to offer. And it is dark, but it's just like it's an eyeliner.
Yep.
You know, but by no means is it burnt.
Yeah, no, I see that.
This is what we're trying to achieve.
Let's tear off a little piece of what would be your signature loaf?
Well, this is a pan loaf, so it eats well for sandwiches.
It's warm.
Yeah, we came right from the bakery.
Beautiful. For sandwiches, this holds, but it's not too dense. It has a lightness and yet.
Oh yeah, none of this is supposed to be dense, which is a misconception about whole grains. The bran actually is going to help create more space, you know, more air and things like that.
Look at you expertly cutting that baguette. I would have an issue with that.
I just caught myself.
This is did you?
Just a little bit.
Okay, we've got Band-Aids nearby, don't worry. Look at that.
It takes a minute to learn how to work with whole grains, but I'm so proud of my team, and we're really proud of our whole grain baguette. I've heard people say that you can't make a baguette with whole grain flour. And I think it just takes a willingness to learn.
You just proved them wrong,
Yeah.
didn't you? You just. Okay, I'm looking at the current climate for restaurants. We have a lot of bad news, sad news stories for some long-time establishments in this city that have closed down. That could be restaurants, it could be bakeries, could be other businesses as well. So how do you feel about that, sort of jumping into the mix right now with this new venture, Tommy's Whole Grain Bakery, at a time when business is a little iffy, a little questionable?
Yeah. Well, it's my passion. So I'm not scared because, like the economy or interest rates wouldn't scare me away from pursuing what I really believe I want to achieve. And I want to help move the whole grain community forward and show that whole grains are important. Sometimes I'll listen to whether it's On the Coast or another show on the CBC, and I'll be yelling at the radio. I know cost of food is high right now, and even whether it's we're talking about grocery store prices or whether we're talking about the climate change crisis, it's not that whole grain is going to solve everything, but it has a lot to offer as far as solutions to these problems.
Well done, well done. So Tommy's Whole Grain Bakery is your new baby, but there's another baby in the offing in your family.
Yeah, she's at the store right now watching the front for me, but my wife's 8 months pregnant. She's so talented. She's the one who did all the illustrations.
Congratulations to you, to your family, and on this brand new venture. Thank you so much for
We
coming
couldn't be
in.
more excited. Thank you for having me.
And this is just a beauty. I'm gonna try some more of this. Gorgeous. This cookie, maybe?
That's standout.
It is a standout. You're absolutely right. Wow.